What's up, guys? Next up we got Storm Spirit. Now this hero can really play only one role, and that's mid. And the way you try and build them is get as big mana pool as you can with a lot of mana regeneration. And the hero is kind of slower at the beginning, something like Ember Spirit. Takes a bit of time and items and level to become really fun. But this is basically what you want to go for, right? Your ult is pretty much unobstructed movement across the whole map. If you have enough mana, you can even go from your base to the enemy base in one jump, right? So it goes to the heroes. Also very great mobility spell. Let's say somebody's chasing me, let's say this side, I can just jump here and continue. Wastes minimal mana, and I can do stuff like that and always escape, you know, from lower ground to higher ground and vice versa. And really crazy and incredibly hard to catch type of heroes, right? Especially because with items you also go in a way, with items you kind of go like puck as well, where it becomes really annoying for enemy to catch you. You also had blacking bar, right? But I'll explain that later. So the way you actually try and kill somebody is you build in charges, right, for the overload. That's the main thing. Anytime you cast a spell, your passive activates, gives you extra damage on like on the AoE level. So as you can see where the circle ends, it's gonna hit everybody in that circle. So up to there, and anytime you cast any of these, right? Now it doesn't have to be these, right? Ult does it just fine, and does not have to be like a set distance. You know, don't have to worry, I have to make like at least some distance or I won't get the overload. I'll show you, you can just do it right in the spot. If I just double tap my ult, I didn't even move and there's the charge, so I'm already charged. So you do not have to move anything at all. You can do small flights like this as you're chasing, of course. But as I said, you can just keep pressing it and it's going to generate charges even in the place. That's how little you have to move, actually, not move at all, right? So that's the way you're also chasing heroes, killing them. You would just fly around and cast. Every time you cast this, you get the overload, you keep hitting them. And again, the only problem is just have enough mana and mana regeneration so you can keep chasing until you get the kill. And of course, always like try to count when did your charge attack. So if I open up with this, so I open up with ult, I want to always hit them before I create a static remnant that does damage and also gives me another charge. And then I also want to attack with that before I try my pull. It gives me another charge. You do not want to waste charges by just overlapping spells. So if you know whatever you did to open, always spend that first. So always go spell attack. Just remember that sequence. Whenever you press a spell, whatever that is, ult or these two, always press the attack and then you know, repeat the whole process with the spells. Never just fly in and then immediately start pulling. Always try to get the attack first and then try pulling and then attack from that and then do the remnant and then attack again. And this is 3.5 seconds. It's not that big of a cooldown, it's very short, but it's still a cooldown. This is a much bigger cooldown, so this will go off the cooldowns, and then you'll be just keep chasing with the ult and doing this stuff, right? And then once they go off the cooldown, you just repeat the same stuff. That's pretty much how you kill with the storm. And interesting stuff with Orchid, so the silence item, right? You can silence while you're flying next to somebody. You do not have to be materialized, right? So let's just try. Let's see, just fly next to Tides and I'll silence him in the process. So as you can see, I'm not even there, I'm just passing through and I can silence the guy. So it works that way as well. You do not have to materialize to wait. As soon as you're about to arrive, you can already silence and guarantee, you know, that before they can even react and see you there, they're already kind of silenced, right? So and you can see that works. Any item really. I mean, I can cast Shiva if I want. Also does the same thing. So anything really that you have, you can cast, right? Even in the ult. Now items. Let's just deal with items. That's kind of the way you kill, right? Like I said, with the spells, and also forget the moment, but that's pretty much it. On the lane, just try to spam remnants, try to harass. With the overload, once you get the charge, you hit them, and once you hit level 6, pretty much just a lot of times when you play Storm on mid, you can, as soon as you get level 6, you can go for the kill and usually get it. It's just that good, right? So yeah, items now. I've set, actually no, I'm not going to the boots. get couple of null talismans. You do not have to, but I usually like to get a couple of these, 1 or 2 of the talismans, because like I said, hero is really mana starved. You'll always be needing mana. I just like getting at least 1 of these, maybe 2 of these, and then see what I'm gonna go next. So I would kind of always say try to get at least 1 or 2 talismans. It's gonna help a lot, right, with the whole thing. So especially with the recent changes, where after 20 minutes, I believe everything doubles. So you get double stats after 20 minutes, right? So if you have 2 of them, the whole stats are doubled, right? Yeah, it says exactly if I hover over it. Just put it there so you can see. Goes from 5 to 10, 2 to 4, 3%, 6%, and 0.75 to 1.5. So it's definitely not a waste, right? So yeah, a couple of null talismans maybe. Now the boots, I usually get travel. It doesn't have to be travel, it can be power threads. Hero does do a lot of attacking, and you do want to do like a lot of fast attacks. You can get rid of the charges as fast as you can, but also, you know, it just deals normal damage anyways without the overload. So if you want to go something like power threads for that, for extra 10 stats on intelligence, which is also damage, which is mana pool, which is mana regeneration, that's completely fine. You can just get that. I usually go for travel because it's just one of those heroes again where you can just see fight happening anywhere on the map. Let's say I'm mid, let's say I got travel, I see some fight happening maybe here. You know, maybe there's when they're near their, but not near their post, let's say, and there's like creep wave going here. So I can immediately just teleport from anywhere to that creep wave, and then immediately with my ult jump straight into the fight and deal a lot of damage, right? Kind of like why just those types of heroes like Queen of Pain and stuff. I just like getting Boots of Travels because it just allows you to teleport anywhere, and then because, you know, Queen has her blink, Storm has his ball lightning ult, you can immediately just get there and you don't have to waste mana traveling there and then risking, you know, is my mana pool now low? I'll have enough mana to escape and get a kill and escape, you know, and it becomes much more complicated. But it also depends on the situation, not on the enemy team, but that's just something I like getting. Also, your mana pool gets drained pretty easily, and Boost of Travel is just a free teleport. You'll be instantly into base, and then you can go from base, you know, fly part of the way in your ult and save some time as well. So I just in general really like travel for that reason, right? Because also, yeah, your mana will be empty almost all the time, and you will have to go to base, and then, you know, why just waste so much money and cooldowns on teleports? So yeah. Now some other stuff. There's like a couple of things that you can go as first. There's something like Kaya. So huge benefit from this item. Party stats, spell amplification, mana regeneration. Hero, like I said, hero is crazy spammy. So Kaya makes as probably for this hero as the biggest sense ever from all the heroes in the game. It's for Storm, and the one hero when you can never go wrong with Kaya is Storm, because you really need everything, the stats, the effects, and it just buffs all of these, right? And it's a really spammy hero, right? Now just to mention this, I just like to finish Kaya with Sage. That's pretty much it. Sage just allows you to stay more in the fights, gives you that staying power. You don't have to worry about your health that much. If you get hit, if you get stunned, disabled, it gives you that extra survivability so you can get away. Or like I said, Storm is the hero that keeps chasing somebody, trying to kill him. And that's not easy if you don't have any health. You know, if you get hit, disabled, stunned, whatever, Sage is gonna help you a lot to survive. You can be kind of tempted to go from Kaya into Ethereal because it's the same starry item. They both have Kaya, right? But the problem with Ethereal, if you think about getting that, is Storm needs to attack, and if somebody's under Ethereal, you can't really attack him, and that's basically your main thing. You know, getting the charges and then releasing those charges, you know, in the form of an attack, right? So, like I said, that staying power just Sage that gives you. So that's something that I would combo Kaya with, right? But that's if you went Kaya first, which is completely fine if you want to go. But the first item that I get, so this would be second item. Let's say probably second item, right? First item would always be Silence. Just the whole pieces: attack speed, damage, mana regeneration, and silence. When you silence somebody, you didn't just silence them. Any damage that they're taking is gonna explode after 5 seconds and deal extra 30%, right? 30% of that damage is gonna be like an extra damage. And you can imagine a Storm just getting there, silencing somebody. They can't do anything. You're spamming them like crazy with all of these spells. And one of the best heroes again in the game to get Orchid, because he just low cooldown at the first level. You don't even have to get this let's say Skyrat. Skyrat also has a very low cooldown on his first spell, the Bolt, but he has to be level 4. Storm already on level 1 is extremely low cooldown, and really nice damage also at the beginning, right? Even second level is almost 200. So it just makes sense, right? You just like I said, you can do it even in the flying. We'll just get there, silence them, you know, release the charge from this, pull them, attack from that, create a remnant, charge or attack from that. Why did it activate? Okay, so yeah, you know, you get the idea. Every time you just get in, you immediately silence them, charge, pull them, then again attack again, create a remnant, that hits them, you hit them, and once they like explode after all that, you can see it's a lot of damage as extra, right? And because you make this as first item, always get it as first. There's nothing really they make early that can protect them that effective, right? Maybe somebody has a hood, but usually even those heroes kind of go for something like Vanguard more, or and then that's all laners. So anybody that you attack, be that enemy mid, enemy carry, both of enemy supports, they're not going to be able to do anything against this. And then even the offlaner, depending what it is, maybe he had a not such a good lane, a bad farm, maybe your team pressures him nicely, so even that hero will go down fairly quickly, right? So that's why Orchid. And also there's a really nasty upgrade for Orchid, and that's Bloodthorn. That is horrible for the enemy team. You know, with the addition of the whole more attack speed, more stats, silence that gives you now true strike and crits. So let's say you just kind of try attack Phantom Assassin, you know, just counting that there's no blacking bar, or maybe it's spent. You just get, if you cast this, you get guaranteed hits on any of those heroes with evasion. Maybe somebody with Butterfly, also a good example, right? You can use this, eliminate them with no problem. And there's also Mage Slayer, the recent change. So Mage Slayer is also incorporated into this. So you get yourself like a really buffed hood. So if anybody tries to hit you with spells, there's already like a very buffed hood effect, and then also 35% if you hit any enemy heroes. That's the Mage Slayer's passive, right? So yeah, it's just a really nasty item that you'll almost always be getting. You just take all of the stats, yeah, the attack speed, of course, the magic resistance, because like I said again, you'll be there in the midst of the fight. You know, and that's why like I was like getting Sage here, as I said previously. It just becomes really annoying to deal with Storm, and there's really no clear way where you can stop Storm when he gets rolling like this. You know, there's not much you can do really. So that's the Orchid upgrade. Whenever you want to get this is fine, but I usually just leave it, and it would be Orchid, and then I would go towards Kaya here, and then I would probably finish Kaya upgrade with Sage. If not, I would kind of see maybe it's time now for Blacking Bar. You'll be also needing Blacking Bar. I know the hero kind of doesn't look like he would need this at all, but it's actually funny. You get a lot of times you get kind of surprised by something or kind of disabled, and the problem with Storm is, as you can see, I'm level 21. I got a full inventory. There's a lot of health stuff here actually. I'm just above 2k health. That's pretty low still for my level, for my items. That's pretty low health. So one wrong disable, one wrong hex on you, one stun, one silence that you can break. Whatever happens, you know, maybe you don't have a Lincoln. It can just mean that you die immediately. They can stack up with you, maybe more stuns, maybe more, whatever it is, more damage just gets you killed. And that's why Blacking Bar is so big. You can just kind of get in the mix, the whole mix. And once you get here and impress it, you can just do whatever you want, and nothing can really stop you. You know, you're just free to do whatever you want for the whole duration. If it starts expiring, I mean, when it starts expiring, you can just kind of watch. You can watch it here, and then as the circle goes kind of towards empty, just use your ult if you need to escape. So I'll sit like this, and then I'm out, you know, just fly anywhere. So just follow the circle if you want to do it like that, and then if you feel like they didn't, not enough of them died, or you didn't do enough, or whatever happened, you know, maybe your team got wiped, you can stay before the circle ends and then just dip with the ult, right? So that's kind of why Black Ink Bar. Again, Link and Sphere is also an option. Now, when you make, when would be the time to make Link and Sphere? I would say after you made Orchid, after you got something like Kaya. Just try to cover yourself with the best stuff. That's really the best stuff, really. Silence effect with the extra damage, gives you mana and stuff. Kaya also really great buff. So after that you can think, you know, can I just get away with the whole thing with Link and Sphere only? Or do I need something really big like Black Ink Bar, because Linking is not enough. There's too many targeted spells, they pop this quickly, and then I'm kind of dead. I don't want to risk anything, I don't want to die, especially as mid. You know, it's kind of valuable to stay alive. So that's kind of where you think of the kind of the bigger step, right? What you really need. So if you feel like it's fine, if you feel like you can get away, you can just go towards Link and Sphere, because it's gonna, again, it's extra stats, it's regeneration, it blocks spells, and goes with the whole team where you can, let's say somebody tries to open up you, as soon as this pops, you can just immediately dip. You know, let's say like Shadow Shaman tries to open up on me with, let's say, Hex, and then he wants to shackle me. As soon as I see Hex blocked with Link, I can immediately get away. And you know, before it takes a bit of time for him to cast, there's an animation when he wants to cast the shackle. So if you're fast enough, that can be enough to get you out of there, right? But again, if you're playing against someone like Shadow Shaman, you should always get Black Ink Bar. That hero is really nasty, and he has 3 spells basically to proc you. He can just proc you with Ether Shock, and then Hex you, and then Shackle you, and then you'll probably be dead. So you know, stuff like that, this might be just the best. But anyways, even if you get this, you can still get Link and Sphere and it still works. Something like Shiv always works, just the pure stats and just the whole, you know, the whole nuking thing where you just fly around, cast the overloads, pool and stuff. It goes with the whole team, right? Shiva's guard. So kind of like it's not so much about armor. You do not care that much about armor. It's much more about the blast effect and the extra int. And you know, even if somebody attacks you, they get their attack speed slowed. So I mean, yeah, there is extra armor, but you usually try to not get hit that much with Storm. You don't want to get risky, but maybe somebody has a basher. You don't want to get risk getting bashed into disable, into Hex or stun, and then die anyways. But yeah, so Shiva also great item. Couple of extras, couple of interesting extra items here. Scepter is really funny one, right? Although personally I never found the real value of this, and that's because Storm is kind of like a solo hunter, solo killer. You want to try and find anybody that kind of left the pack from the enemy team. So let's say there's like a roaming support that kind of broke off from the pack. You always want to jump in and hunt that support or hunt that carry, or you know, maybe they're mid, whoever it is. Storm is kind of always there before the whole team, before the pack, and when he runs away, he's first to get away, you know. So because of the movement speed, the flying speed of the ult, you know, it's a really fast moving spell. So Scepter pretty much allows you to cast Vortex on everybody that's in the circle. So if I'm close enough, I can pull anybody, you know, including the whole enemy team of 5 of them. If they're close like that. Now, again, are they gonna stay like that? Can I just jump into all of them and do this? Maybe I can, but then you know, there's silence and Black Ink Bar. If there's Black Ink Bar, if there's silence, I can silence one of them. If there's Link and Sphere, maybe I can block one spell. But it leaves a lot of options still for them to deal with me, and I would probably have to do something like this and then just I lost control. Do something like this and then just get away, you know. It does a nice way of condensing them closely, but like I said, usually you just gonna try as Storm to hunt that one hero, quickly burst them and get away, and that way it's 4v5, And Storm is not something like, you know, like Tides, like Magnus, like Enigma. It's not those types of heroes when he goes for the full pack. You do not generally want to jump like that in the full pack. You want to catch somebody on the edge, you know, somebody that's staying behind, somebody on the edge. You always want to do that with Storm than to just jump into a whole bunch. And, you know, you're going to attract a lot of focus. And like I said, one wrong bash on you, one wrong spell, you're not being able to click this, or Link you're not being enough, and then you just die. So never really so much. Stats are also kind of bad. There's not really a lot of you want to get int and mana regeneration. This doesn't really give you that much. It's a lot of money as well. So again, it can depend on the enemy team, on your team, but usually I did not see much value from this one. It's just the whole gameplay style. Now Hex is another story. Always amazing item. Hex just pretty much if it's just another tool like electric vortex, right? You can do that and hex the other target, or just go from hex into vortex, and meanwhile you're of course nuking them. I'm just so lazy to do this, but you know, do stuff like this and then hex them and then continue and then again, and you know, you can do a lot more damage while they sit disabled. I even forgot to get silence, but yeah. As you can see, Storm is a lot of work, and it requires you to play with a lot of work to be effective, and people are going to expect that. There's not going to be a game where they're going to be like, oh, where's Storm, nobody cares about Storm. Storm is always expected to perform the best in the whole team. You're just expected to perform no matter what. So like I showed there, I was kind of lazy. You cannot be lazy, you need to cast all of this stuff. I wasn't in the game, but still, you know. For me, like really depends on the day. If I'm tired, like I got in today, I would never pick Storm like in a day like today when I'm kind of tired, because I would never be able to do all of the stuff properly to get that APM so high, because I kind of feel really slow. So that's the way the Storm is, and you gotta be prepared to cast all of the crap, move all the time, attack, cast all of these. Link and Spirit can also be cast on allies, so if you're just flying by somebody and there's somebody's trouble, you can just give them Link and continue moving, right? So there's also that. So a lot of stuff to click. It's a high APM hero. You gotta be on your point when you play Storm, you know. So always try to play him when you're rested, not when you're tired, right? But yeah, that's kind of what you're trying to do with the Storm and the combos. Oh yeah, I forgot the shard. So the shard is pretty much overload for free 3 times on anybody that's close from your team, right? So I just keep summoning Infinite Tides. So he's close enough. I think it's 750 radius. I can be a bit further there. So if I cast this, you can see he got a charge on his weapon, and the next 3 attacks he gets my passive effect from this, and gets extra attack speed. And the whole properties of this, right? So I get it, 3 attacks. Yeah, I think they expired. Yeah, so I get 3 attacks, he gets 3 attacks, anybody that's close gets 3 attacks, attack speed and stuff. So shard is also great. I kind of forgot about shard, I get too involved in this. But if you can, if there's extra money and you're kind of satisfied with your items, whatever that is, if you feel like your team is, you know, just a bunch of players ready to jump in the fight, you're close to each other, and you know, it's like a nice ganking setup, just get the shard. You'll be dealing a lot of damage. It's a huge buff for your team, right? So for yourself as well. I mean, there doesn't have to be anybody close, even it can be just me getting 3 charges. So great way to open up. You would fly in with the ball lighting, activate the charges. Actually, no. You would fly in with the ball, attack, activate the charges, attack 3 times more, and then whether you want to continue spamming this into this, that's kind of depends on the fight. But yeah, so that's the shard. Man, stop attacking, man. It's getting so much noise. So yeah, that's the whole thing with the shard. Like I said, Scepter is kind of risky for me. I would probably not go for it. But yeah, something like this. So either Hex there. I kind of feel like these are really needed usually. So last slot would be something optional. I would either go Hex or I would go Shiva. But that's pretty much it. Nothing else really I would fit in there. These are the ones that you kind of want to end up with as the last build. If you don't want to make Lincoln Sphere, that's also fine. Then it would just be looking like something like this. But again, Kaya is pretty important. You do not want to waste Kaya, so you just get Singed. Silence is also important, so you just upgrade it. Blacking bars, you can attack there, and you know, you get like 2 extra slots where you can place anything, whether that's Sphere or Hex or Shiva and Hex or Sphere and Hex, however you want to combo it. But that's pretty much it, right? And let's just take a look at the talents. So Storm and his always continuous mana problems, even when it's late game. It's always mana problems, right? I just always take mana regeneration, but you can take attack speed if you want. I'm just always so annoyed how fast my mana goes down. Whatever items I have, I just automatically take this. Attack speed is nice, but you kind of build charge and then attack. It's not just right click and not care like a carry. You still need to spam stuff and then attack, so you do not spend so much time just purely attacking. You're also trying to build the overload while casting spells, and that's not, you know, your attacks are interrupted. So but that's why it's not something crazy like let's say attack speed for Medusa or Alchemist or something like that, you know. So I just kind of take the regeneration. Second one is pretty easy. You just take the health, just get as much health as you can to survive. Plus 50 damage doesn't do absolutely nothing for you. That's crazy weak. So just take the health. Plus 50 on 300 is really not the point anyways, you know. Like I said, your main stuff is activating the overload and attacking with that. There's also cooldown. It's nothing crazy. You just take the health. Second one you can choose, but I would really say go the left one. Get this really low, right? 3.5 and then minus 125. It gets it like you can really feel it there. It's kind of like the same. I think it's the same cooldown as Skyred's Bolt. That's like 225. Yeah, Skyred's Bolt is around 2 seconds, so it becomes really spammy, and you want to get this. It's not a single target, it's an AoE, so if anybody's close, it's gonna hit them both. So why not, right? Just get the crazy cooldown reduction. And then the last one, just take the overload attack bounce. Just level it to max. So now my attack just jumps. So whenever I attack one target with overload, it's gonna jump. As you can see, all 3 of them are hit. Just a massive damage increase, right? Let's say you got shard as well. So you do your initial overload attack. Once you get there in with your ult, you get that jumping, and then you press, let's say you press overload. If with the shard, you get 3 attacks with 3 possible bounces. It's a lot of damage, right? This one is really funny, but it's kind of really useless, right? It just leaves trails of your it just leaves remnants every 550 distance you make. But that's really not something you know, that practical or useful at all. Not even close compared to the overload attack bounce, right? Compared to something like this. So yeah, that's the left side. Never saw reason to. You only take the only time you take this is when you hit level 30, pretty much. And then you do fun stuff. You fly from your base to the middle of a map, and then you leave like a nice path of these, and then it leaves trail on the map, and they just, you know, slowly one after other explode and disappear. But yeah, it's just like a fun visual show. See, nothing really practical at all. So yeah, that's kind of all with the storm. I don't think there's really nothing else I would add. Just gotta be patient at the beginning. Gotta be patient, getting a couple of items, building that mana pool, and then the fun starts. But still, you gotta be careful with your mana. You might get carried away. Something like a tough offlaner like Tides. It'll happen a lot. I would keep chasing him and chasing, and then I wouldn't actually kill him, and my mana pool would be like 100. And then I would either have to let him go, or somebody would eventually teleport, let's say on the tower, and actually kill me together with the guy. So just be careful about that. Storm can nuke a lot, but he's not like he's not godlike. He doesn't have 3 divine spec into his spells. It's still not that easily to kill somebody. It is easy, but not that easy. You know, you gotta take a look always who you're trying to chase. this guy will probably have Hood, he'll probably have Vanguard, something along the lines of that, so it's never going to be easy to kill, but he's going to block a lot of damage, both spell and physical. So yeah, that's kind of Storm, and I'll see you guys on the next one.